When you're starting with release 2026 and you open up one of your jobs, let's take this for example, and you hit for create new profile, you notice maybe the core over here, and that would say that you're going to make use of the traditional database or the one in your client if you have any. Now, if you would like to use the new database, the new catalogs, you have to hit for management, second icon, use profile catalog manager, but what catalog are we actually using? There's so many standards you might choose from, so let's have a look. First thing we notice, there is nothing in our client. That is normal. I have an empty client right now, and we have so many different standards we can work with. On the top right, where we can see collections, I can see there's a default EU, default US with an X number of components in there. If you say, well, I would like to make my own collection, for example, I want the Singaporean standard, so I call this SG, and nothing's happening. Why is this? It's simply because you have to create a database in your client first. So right mouse click, create client catalog. There it is. Now you can start creating your own collection. So even if you're not adding your own profiles in your client, adding to what is already on top of the release, no, just to make your collection, you quickly have to add a database in your client. So it's in there now. I can see SG with 0 profiles in it. Press the last icon to make it active. I can also see the SG here on top, and I would say, well, there's nothing of my own. I just would like to use, for example, the Continental Standard. We can see the full content of it. I could say, well, I use all of these. All of this is ticked, and if I say, well, I'm never encountering the Z purlins, just switch that off. Press the icon here. We can see we have 2,528 profiles. Close the catalog. Refresh to make sure that we have the active collection. Okay. And now we go back to our job. So there it is. And we have a look now. I see SG. Do we have the W's? Yes, they're here. Do we have the metric beams? Yes. Do we have the HEBs? It's in there. Angles. It's in there as well. So you don't have to worry about your Profi tab anymore. The Profi tab at this stage is only used for generic sections such as plates, hollow sections, and a couple of others, round bars and so on. So once you've made your selection, created your collection, or saved your collection, you're good to go. And like this, you can make different collections if you have a habit of switching, for example, between one project you have to work with an Australian standard, next project you have to work with a Singaporean or Japanese standard. You can easily switch from one collection to the other.